We are Witches Who Podcast. Hey, Dee.
Hey, Shelby.
Do you have any weird stories for me today?
I do. It actually happened last week. It was very strange, a little mind-boggling. So I've been doing these cleansing spiritual kind of showers, if you want to call them, just like a spiritual bath or something like that. But this is not in the bath. You actually do this in the shower. So because I'm not super familiar with like the ingredients yet that I need, I have like the herbs to put together. I have a little piece of paper that on one side it has like all the ingredients, and on the opposite side it has like an intention to recite that I wrote down from the beautiful healer that shared this with me.
Like a mantra kind of?
Yeah, like a mantra.
Okay.
So I was one night I was putting all my ingredients together. I was very intentional with it. So I had it like face up with the ingredients because I'm looking, right? You need this, you need that, and making sure I'm getting every single thing. So I go to the fridge to grab something, and I come back and I'm looking at the paper, and it's on the opposite side. It wasn't the ingredients. It was the intention.
So it was on the ingredients, and when you came back, it was flipped over on the intention side.
Correctly. And this is, what do you want? 2.5 feet away, where I just turned my back, opened the fridge, got what I needed, turned back. I'm in front of it, and it flipped.
Like you saw it flip?
No.
No, you just turned around, came back, and
Yes.
it flipped. Was it in the same spot?
Same spot, just on the opposite side. And because I was like, oh, okay, so I have this, and I'm all like,
So when that happened, this is what I would have done. I would have been like, I'm going crazy. I must have flipped it.
yeah. So for a second, I was like, did I flip it? Did I? I'm like, I didn't. The cat wasn't around. And first of all, the cat can't even get to it. And I don't think the cat will nicely and neatly flip a little piece of paper.
Yeah, no, he would have taken it and ran away.
Like a 4x2. Like it's super small. And yeah, it was super. And I was like, there's nobody, like my husband and kids were in the back. Like there was nobody in the living room, kitchen area. And it was so weird.
So what do you think it was?
Well, this is where it comes really interesting. So I'm doing a spiritual cleansing shower. And so, you know, sometimes energies are just like, do you really want to do that? You know, continue to hunt you and
So
stuff.
you think it was like maybe a malicious one that was like, didn't want you to get the ingredients?
I don't know if it was that, or maybe something playful, or maybe I just needed to be more intentional with it.
Yeah, that's what my mind went there.
Yeah. So when I was doing this, I was just like, oh my gosh, I've experienced. So why I wanted to do this also was because I was experiencing more like anxiety, and I knew it wasn't coming from like just like regular life anxiety. I was like, oh, I think I'm picking up. I do a lot of energy work with a lot of my clients. So I was like sometimes picking up on other clients' energy. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of due for like a nice spiritual, like very intentional, just like when people do Epsom salt baths. That's like one part of it, but being even more intentional, we're doing some very specific spiritual baths or showers. I think so. I don't know. I think my head went into that because I was still like experiencing the anxiety. So you go into like this. Yeah. But more than likely, like thinking about it, it's like, okay, make sure that you're super extra intentional, which I had frequencies flowing and, you know.
Yeah.
All these things.
Ooh, sounds like you have a visitor.
I did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're gone because, so that was, I don't believe I even told you the story before, but that was when we had the evacuation notice and all that, like the fire situation. It was around that same time.
Oh, so super disruptive to the land. And so things are probably moving all around. Oh my gosh, interesting. Well, I know that we're supposed to be going into other people's stories, but I have a story that just happened and I really want to tell you about it.
Please do.
Okay, so my parents are out of town visiting my sister because she just had a baby.
Oh,
she's so
congratulations, girl.
Yes. Anyways, so our friend is staying at my parents' house watching, the dog and all the stuff in the whole house and the plants and trying to revive plants that my dad let die. Oh, sorry, Mom. But so I was over there the other day just chatting with her, and my mom's been gone for a long time, like 2 months. She's been with my sister. My sister lives in Texas, and my dad just went because my sister just gave birth, and so now meet their first grandbaby. And so I'm over there at my mom's house, and this is where I grew up. This is my childhood home, and where I experienced a lot of stuff growing up, a lot of activity. All of my stories most of my stories came out of this house, and it's probably why I'm super obsessed with all the paranormal and supernatural, all the crazy stuff, because I think a lot of us can relate to that, is like we're obsessed with stuff because we've experienced it, and nobody can explain what it is, right? So I'm over there. This was literally like 2 days ago. Wait, what is today? I don't even know. It was Sunday. So literally 2 days ago. And we're sitting on the couch, and you can look from my mom's couch into the kitchen. There's like a door, like with no door. I don't know.
Archway?
Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm like, what does that mean? And you can see like right to the kitchen sink, essentially. And right underneath the kitchen sink, or to the right, is the dishwasher. Okay, well, her dishwasher, every time it's done cleaning, it sings a little song, and then it goes off like, to alert you that it's done. Well, it did that while me and my friend were sitting on the couch talking, and then it just starts beeping like over and over, and flashing like all the lights on the front panel, like flashing on and off, on and off, on and off, and then it stopped. And I'm over here being funny, thinking, oh, it's a ghost. And I'm just like gonna nonchalantly be like, oh, beep once for no and twice for yes. And so then it beeped once, and then I said twice for yes, and it beeped twice. Ooh. And I'm like, no way. Like, this isn't happening. This is not happening. So then I started asking it questions, and I'm like, are you new here? No. Oh. Do you know my mom, Debbie? Yes. Oh. And I was like, there's no way this is happening.
This is a witchy dishwasher.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no way this is happening, right? Like the whole time I'm like, this isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. And then it goes crazy, beeping, 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 and it wouldn't stop. And then I started to get kind of freaked out. And then the air conditioning kicked on, and the little towel on the dishwasher started moving. And I was like, oh my God, poltergeist. I finally manifested my poltergeist. And then the air kicked off and the towel stopped. So debunked. But at first I was like, crazy. This is weird. And it wouldn't turn off. I was like, all right, we got to go in there and investigate this situation. Yes. So we go in there, I open it. It's still beeping. It stops when I open it. I close it, and it starts beeping again. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I opened it again, and it's beeping some more. And so then I couldn't get it to stop. We're pushing all the buttons, nothing. And I called my mom, and I was like, what's wrong with your dishwasher? She goes, what do you mean? It just plays its song and it's done. I was like, no, it's flashing lights, the whole 9 yards. She goes, it must be broken. It's never done that before. That's really weird. And then
your mom's ready to get another one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like her 80th dishwasher. And then I get off the phone with my mom, and it stops. I'm like,
maybe I just miss her.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe it's like house is revolting because my mom's been gone for so long. And all these weird people are in its house.
They're like, we're done with your husband. Why is this girl here? Yes, it's a way of communicating. Yeah, it's like if I make enough noise, this girl will contact her mom.
Yeah, Yeah, somebody's gonna have to call Deb at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a really weird day.
But how funny.
Anyways, so back to what we're supposed to be doing. I'm Shelby.
I am Dee.
And we are Witches Who Podcast. And today is all about listener stories.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know, me too. So we've been asking you guys to send us your stories, spooky stories and beyond, anything and everything, right?
Paranormal,
so
weird.
Please do that. We're going to continue to do listener story episodes. So witcheswhopodcast@gmail.com. Send us your stories. Yes. Please, if you have haunted dishwashers, whatever it is, just send it over. Ghosts are stealing your papers and moving stuff around. Anything and everything, we want to hear about it. So without further ado.
So with that also said, I just want to thank everyone who has sent out their stories because we have several stories. And today, the cool part is the story that Shelby is going to read. I have no idea like what this story is. So we haven't shared them. And then I'm going to read a story that she hasn't heard about either. So it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited. Wait. Yes.
So who wants to go first?
Rock, paper, scissors, witch. No, you go first because I'm super curious.
Well, me too. Okay. All right. So this story is from one of our listeners and friends. And it is called My Earthbound Brother Visits Fallbrook. Interesting.
Okay.
So she starts off by saying, lessons for the grieving. Yeah, okay. I know. It's going to get good. Are you ready?
Yes.
Settle in. All right. So my mom lives in Redlands, a little over an hour from my house. After weeks of waiting, she finally received my brother's remains and drove to deliver them to me along with a few of his belongings. She said she was ready to place him in an urn and hold a small ceremony to honor him. That day, something felt off. I was suddenly overwhelmed with exhaustion and felt physically unwell. To make matters worse, my computer malfunctioned, leaving me unable to print what I needed for the ritual. The signs were clear. This wasn't the right time. But my desire to help my grieving mom outweighed the unease gnawing at me. Against my better judgment, I pressed forward. Better judgment. Okay. I set up a small ritual space and pendulum in my hand. I called on my brother. A first for me. I had never purposely summoned someone from the other side, let alone someone I loved so dearly. As soon as I began, the energy shifted drastically. When I asked if he was there, the pendulum swung so violently I could barely hold it steady. I then asked if he had fully transitioned, but the pendulum circled chaotically, as if my question wasn't clear enough. Finally, I asked if he was happy or at peace, and the pendulum stopped completely. A sick feeling settled in the pit of my stomach. I didn't say anything, not wanting to alarm my mom, but I knew something was very, very wrong. Yeah. Okay. Thoughts so far? We're not even close to the end.
But I'm thinking like, maybe that's not her brother in the urn. Maybe it's somebody else. Or what's going on? I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
maybe he's not fully crossed over.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's see. That night, my mom stayed in my guest room. She complained of being woken up in the early hours by loud banging on the wall, the same wall that connects to my bathroom. She thought it was me, but I'd been sound asleep. The next morning, I was jolted awake by the sound of my brother my brother's voice yelling my name. Startled, I shouted back, "What? I'm awake. I can hear you." But he wasn't there, and yet this presence felt undeniable. From there, things spiraled quickly. My mom returned home, and I started falling inexplicably ill. My 8-month-old son began acting terrified, staring into corners as though seeing something monstrous. He'd burst into inconsolable tears. Without thinking, I shouted, "Mark, you've got to leave. You're scaring your nephew." One evening, my husband ran outside, visibly shaken. "I thought you were in the house," he said, wide-eyed. "I could hear your ankles cracking as you walked up and down the hallway." I froze. My ankles do crack when I walk. It's my telltale sound. But here's the thing. So did my brother's. I know. I have like full chills right now. I'm like, oh. And the way she's telling this story too, like she puts like a good pause on certain places. All right. It wasn't just noises and feelings. Everyone in the house was wasting away. My husband looked gaunt, almost unrecognizable, like someone out of a prisoner of war photograph. I had lost a dangerous amount of weight and was plagued by intrusive, self-destructive thoughts. Even our dog stopped eating. Weeks later, my mom called, asking me to try to reach out to Mark again, with more questions and another attempt at closure. I reluctantly agreed. I set up a tarot spread and called him forth. But as soon as I received the answers, I became so violently ill I could barely stand. I told my mom I had to get off the phone and stumbled into an Epsom salt bath, feeling as though I might collapse. Then, like a flash of clarity, the phrase medium sickness and earthbound spirit came to mind. I immediately Googled it. That's when I understood what was happening. Mark had attached himself to me. He wasn't trying to harm me. He just didn't want to leave. To stay near me, he was drawing on my life force. And I had unwittingly opened a channel for this to happen. Over the next 2 days, I performed a cleansing ritual at home. My mom and I each wrote letters to Mark, hers to release him, mine to tell him how much I loved him, but that he had to go. I explained that he was making me sick, and I knew he wouldn't want that. I promised him there would be a day when we'd reconnect, but not like this. When I closed the door of communication, everything changed. Instantly, my dog started eating again, my appetite returned, and the house felt lighter. My husband's coworkers commented on how happy and healthy he looked, and my baby, he never had another terror episode. Looking back, I realized how naive I had been. Love doesn't protect us from the consequences of opening doors we don't fully understand.
Thank you. That's a fantastic story.
Right?
And chilling too.
I know. And it's so wild too. Like she clearly, like there's so much love there, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that push him, you can feel that like angst of like, it's my brother, but it's my brother, but it, you know what I mean? Like everything, like this can't be him making me sick kind of thing. And yeah, the first time I read that, I was literally like in tears. I was like, oh my gosh. Like he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave her.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready to go. Like, oh my gosh, that's so heartbreaking. And also like, it's a good play on like not every spirit that might make you feel this way is bad, right?
Of
like
course.
it's not it wasn't even an intentional thing. And then the second she was like, hey, you're hurting me by doing this, he's like, you obviously was like, oh no, and left and like figured it out, right? Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that definitely. And against her better judgment, you know, she got all the signs of like, nope, nope, not yet, not the time. But when you do things for others and you don't trust your gut instinct and your intuition, things we do open these portals.
Yeah.
We oh my gosh, yeah, super chilling. It was crazy.
Right? I know. And like when you were like, that's not her brother. That was exactly my first thought. I was like, oh, she's using the pendulum. She opened up this channel, this communication, and something flew in there, and now she has a demon attached to her.
I know. Yeah, because it can. That's why like every time you have a pendulum, it's like making it your own and asking it if you have permission to even use the pendulum, and then asking, you know, if you're connected to your like highest self or your true self or your spirit guide that only serves love. And then if you're protected, and then you begin to ask questions, because now you're like, okay, I'm feeling protected. I'm feeling like, who am I calling in? Versus, you know, just any energy who sees you energetically vulnerable. And it's like, ooh, let me just jump in here. And can gather some information to make you think it's a loved one. Or someone you know.
Or imitating somebody you know. Oh, that's so creepy.
So there's so much manipulation energy out there.
No, I hate that so much. Yeah. Energetic protections, hardcore, 100%. And this is one of many stories she sent us, by the way.
Yeah. So I love that she...
Around her brother, too. So there's more stories. There's more to this story. This was like the later one because it was like really captivating. But there's earlier ones. Yeah. Okay. So on another episode, or we'll see how much time we have, because I want to hear what you had to say.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, and for our listener to send all this information. I absolutely love that. So I'm going to be reading a story from my niece, Kelly. She has some of the most fascinating stories. I'm like, girl, how have we not talked in the past about this?
Thank you, Kelly.
I know. So this experience that she had, she also sent several, but this first one is called the full body apparition.
Oh my God.
So she says, my parents and I took a trip to Massachusetts, and one evening we joined a haunted graveyard tour that later took us to a historic plantation house. As we strolled through this eerie cemetery, the guide encouraged us to snap pictures, adding, quote unquote, make sure the flash is on if you want to capture anything unusual. Intrigued, I eagerly started taking photos.
Yeah, you better have.
Yeah. While walking along a narrow trail, I noticed two grown men ahead of me, side by side, with just a couple of feet in between of them. On a whim, I decided to take a picture of them from behind. When I glanced at the photo, my heart nearly stopped. There, between the two men, was the transparent figure of a small girl.
Oh, what? Did she send the picture too?
She did. Oh, okay. So hold on.
Oh my God.
And I think there's more. But she did not send the picture.
I want that picture, Kelly.
She appeared to be holding both of their hands as she walked with them. She wore a dress, but the entire image was devoid of color, just an ethereal, ghostly outline.
Oh my God.
I know. I froze, repeating, oh my God, oh my God. Unable to take my eyes off screen, everyone around me stopped, curious about my reaction. When I showed them the picture, there was a collective gasp followed by hushed murmurs. Even the tour guides were astonished. We've never seen anything so clear before. One of them exclaimed, "This is the best evidence we've ever had."
Oh,
I was thrilled to share the photo with them and send it straight from my phone before continuing the tour. But the next morning, every photo I had taken that night, including the one of the apparition, was gone.
what? No.
Not just deleted, but completely erased with no trace in my recently deleted folder.
No way.
I was devastating. Losing that evidence felt like losing a piece of history, but the experience changed my view of paranormal forever. It was undeniable proof, not just on their existence, but of their ability to manipulate the physical world in ways I could never have imagined.
Whoa.
Isn't it crazy?
I have so many questions. One, what did these guys say? Like, did they have any idea who this girl is? Were they holding her hand back? Like, I will have so many questions.
From what she said. So she actually also told me this story around Christmas. And I should have asked that if she talked to them. But from what I hear, they were just two people walking alongside each other. But, the little girl's like, grabbing finger.
Gosh.
I know.
Where did she come from? Like,
I know. It says a plantation, some cemetery and some plantation. So
just maybe the little girl that lived on the land or it's her family. Kind of thing. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm curious, like, what other things were captured there, because they said, the tour guide was like, we've never seen anything this clear.
Yes.
Well, what else? Like, I want some backstory about this plantation. Send me the history. Like, I want to know.
I know. But I've seen a lot of pictures even out there of people, like they take the picture and then you can see it, or through the mirror, or they take, before, back in the day,
so creepy.
Old school selfies, you'll be in front of the mirror and, hit it with the flash. It'll be the flash in the mirror.
And you see how dirty your mirror is.
Yes. But then I have seen pictures that like somebody's all smiling, like taking a picture in the mirror, even with like other people. And then there's somebody else that they didn't think
that is
was
so
there.
Creepy.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so devastated for her. Like, I want that picture so bad. I wonder if she would have sent it to people.
Or if they would have gotten it, they would have gotten it too.
Oh, yeah. Or if it would have just disappeared from their phones too. Okay. So if that happens, if you get the picture, you guys send it everywhere. To witcheswhopodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
But also to everybody you know, and it's a good experiment.
Immediately. Yeah. Imagine that. Then it's like, if she would have sent it to like, whomever at that moment. And then everybody's like, hey, do you send that picture? It's like, yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, I didn't get it.
What a bummer for that tour too. Like, think of the PR.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good story.
It is.
Oh, I'm jazzed. I can't wait to hear more about Kelly.
I know. So these are pretty fun stories. I'm loving. I think we have maybe time for another one.
Okay.
So
let's hear it, Kelly.
Oh, okay, perfect. And then because this one follows and it's on the same trip. So this one is called the Plantation House. Oh, maybe here we'll learn a little bit more.
Okay.
Maybe not. So during the same ghost tour in Massachusetts, I met a girl visiting from Florida. Like kids often do, we quickly became friends, chatting and laughing as we explored the spooky locations together. Eventually, the tour brought us to a plantation house dating back to the 1700s or 1800s. Inside, we climbed the creaky stairs to the second floor, where my new friend and I found ourselves wandering into an old bathroom. We stood in the mirror. Sorry to give me chills.
I'm like, is this friend real?
I know. Did you just imagine? No. We stood by the mirror, giggling and talking, when the tour guide began explaining one of the house's ghostly legends. She told the group about Sammy, a boy born into slavery onto the plantation who tragically passed away on the property. Sammy, the guide explained, was known to still linger in the house, often playing pranks on visitors and connecting most with other children.
How old is Kelly?
She's in her 20s now. And so I'm not very sure how old she was here. I'm going to think probably her teen years.
Okay.
Just as the guy was telling us about Sammy, something happened that made my heart skip a bit. The bathroom faucet suddenly turned on. Not just a trickle, but fully, water gushing out of the tap. Neither of us had touched it. We scream and hit the floor, absolutely terrified. Our panic yells brought everyone rushing into the bathroom. Breathless, we explained what had happened, We explained what had just happened, still staring at the faucet as if it might move again. So it stopped.
Oh, so it turned off too?
It looks like it. Or maybe no. I don't know. Okay. The guy didn't seem surprised at all. Oh, that's Sammy, she said with a grin. He loves to prank people, especially kids. So I'm not sure if the faucet was on or was off.
Ugh.
I don't know if they turn off the faucet while they ran out or just ran and the water was gushing. The tour guide's explanation did not come us at all.
Like, oh, it's just Sammy.
And for the rest of the tour, my friend and I were on edge, jumping at every creak and shadow. This was the very first time I have ever experienced something physical, something with no logical explanation. It left me both shaken and fascinating, a moment I'll never forget.
Oh man. So good. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Kelly.
I know.
What is happening? Oh. What is this tour? Like, who gets that much activity on one tour? I need to go on that tour.
That is crazy. I know. Yeah. So it's between the cemetery and the plantation.
Oh my
house
gosh. That is wild.
I know.
Okay, maybe I don't know. I'm not going to say that. I do want a poltergeist in my house.
Still?
I'm like, oh, is that moving? No, it's not moving. It's not moving. Everything's fine. Okay. I do. I want to experience that so bad.
Like, suddenly it'll be just you on the podcast, okay? Because if this happens here, I'll be like, okay, I'm out.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so recently somebody asked me if I had all the money in the world and I didn't have to worry about anything at all, what would I do? And my first response was like, I would travel the world. You know, I would go experience places. And that's like my mundane answer. My real answer is, yeah, I would travel the world to every haunted location there is.
I will hunt ghosts.
I would hunt ghosts.
Oh, God.
Totally would hunt ghosts. No, 100%. And I'm telling Christian that. And he goes, because I asked him that question too. And he said, you know, something similar. Obviously, you know, travel and all, you know, eat all the good food all over the place. And he goes, and so I told him that. And he goes, you know, that aligns perfectly. I'll go eat all this great food and experience stuff while you go do that.
Yeah. But then Christian, well, you didn't, you know, kind of plan on it. She'll come back with attachments and this ghosts that they're like, ooh, let's piggy right on this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Piggyback right. This one. Yeah.
That's what he's afraid of too. I was like, why don't you want to watch all this stuff with me? And he's like, I was like, do you not believe in ghosts? He's like, it's not that I don't believe. He's like, just on the whatever chance there is that it could potentially really ruin my life, you know, like The Conjuring. I'm not willing to take that risk. And I'm like, I'm willing to take that risk. 100%.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, no, that was crazy. But I love this listener story.
So much fun. I love it. Yeah. Love it. Send us more.
Yes, please.
Spooky, weird, whimsical. What else?
Yeah. No, and
abduction stories.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. I know there's great stories. So now, before we close this out, have you ever had like well, you have. Well, hello, you just talk about the haunted dishwasher that your mom.
Well, I'm sure there is a reasonable explanation for this dishwasher. I'm still not convinced it was paranormal.
Well, with the 1 beep, 2 beeps,
that's what was wild.
Yes.
You know, and it was like me and my friend just looked at each other and were like, that did not really happen. Like, it was like on point.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I'm all like, hey, that could have been,
I've had a lot of experiences. Like,
wow.
Mostly in my parents' house. Like, yeah, that place is interesting.
Yeah.
And here in this house, like there's definitely energies, you know?
Yeah.
I've never seen like an apparition or like a poltergeist unexplained activity. And that's what I want to, it's like so bad.
You want that?
I want to see a full bodied apparition.
I don't think I want to
I've seen like shadows.
Yeah.
But I want to see the like
very, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, the translucent, like stereotypical
ghost played out there.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Or a poltergeist, you know? Like, I want to turn the sink on. Actually, don't, because I'll think that something else happened there. Do something that I can't deny.
Something that is not wasteful. Water is really expensive in Fallbrook.
I literally got my water bill today and told my husband, I was like, we're not using water anymore. Like,
done.
He goes, we're going to start smelling really bad, really fast. I was like, I don't care. I don't care at all.
Go to the river.
Yeah, go to the river. We're done.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but it's crazy. I've seen shadows. I've seen not like that, like to be like, oh, that is a woman with a hat and I see her profile, not with that. I've seen shadows. I have seen, just because on our property, I think I've spoken on another episode, a previous episode about how there's like cosmic energy, and I have like all these people that work on it, like protecting that energy. So I see, like, I literally see like this bicycle. It's like some sort of bicycle and this being in it. Which I'm thinking, hey, maybe if he was like a ghost, he used to ride like the Euro whatever bicycle race with the little helmets. Although I forgot what the
I don't remember.
Tour de France.
Yeah.
That one or something. But to see something, I think they won't show to me because I would freak out. Like unless I'm really,
like our nervous systems aren't ready yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel. Totally. But I have experienced things in different forms, right? Like feeling beings nearby. But I also wanted to be per invitation. I'm sure it's so funny. Okay. So my niece Kelly, who's absolutely adorable and so rad with sending her stories. But when we were talking about this, we gotten close as she's gotten older, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, we're into the same things. I have so much to tell you. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, so you want to go into like a haunted house and this and that? Yes. So I'll put you guys, ladies, in contact. Perfect. But I was like, no. And she just looked at me. I was like, girl, I want them to be per invitation. Okay. I don't just want to be like, hey, I'm around, jump in. I'm like, no. And it was just so cute, that look she gave me. Like, she thought I was going to be like all in. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go do it with my Aunt Diana. And I was just like, no, thank you. Okay.
Oh my gosh. We should do a Witches Who podcast inspired ghost hunt.
I know. And there's so much here in San Diego itself.
There's a ton, like the Whaley House and all kinds of stuff. There is, I don't know if I should look for it. Before iPhones were a thing, like we just had, phones didn't have cameras at one point, friends. We went to the Whaley House, and I had like this little tiny like point and shoot camera, and we were taking pictures, and there's like one picture where there's like a bunch of orbs. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like orbs and could be dust or whatever, but you can clearly see like what's dust and like what's obviously not dust. Oh, I should look for that photo somewhere. I don't know where that would be, but it was like a really old like Sony like point and shoot camera. Yeah. But no, I've been obsessed with this stuff for so long. Like obsessed, like watching every TV show I can get my hands on, YouTube videos, like listening to all the stuff, going down like whatever websites I could find. Like, back when there was still like dial-up internet and you had to like get on, you had to take turns because the phone would stop, like, right, your landline wouldn't work when you got on the internet. And I remember I would get on the internet and, have to wait like an hour for it to boot, I'd get on there and all I would be doing is like trying to find different stuff about ghosts. And my mom would be like, are you serious? I can't be on the phone because you're Googling stuff about ghosts and paranormal. Like, no, get off the freaking computer.
Oh gosh, how funny. I know. I can still hear the booting. Right. AOL, which is what everybody had because it's like the first thing.
Yep, totally.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has been a wild ride with full-bodied apparitions, brothers and attachments. And, oh my gosh, everything. I can't wait to dive in more. So we're planning to do a lot more listener stories. So please send us anything you got. We want to hear about it. There is a link on our link tree about, what to submit or whatever. Basically just put something catchy in the subject line so it grabs us. Yes. And let us know if you want us to use your name or if you want to stay anonymous, and let her rip. Oh, no dirty pictures. I don't want that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
No, I get scared enough already with what it is.
The ghost stories are scary enough already. We're good.
Yes. But thank you everyone so very much. And we look forward to our next episode. So till next time, bye. Besitos. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for listening. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Witches Who Podcast.